Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back. Hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day. Let's feature a couple of tanks that I have just not been able to make work. Okay, Super Conqueror, one of the best tanks in the game, and I've seen a lot of Super Conquerors lately because I'm playing this onslaught mode, and everyone seems to be driving a Super Conqueror. And man, a good player driving a Super Conqueror is hard to deal with because if you play this tank to its strengths, it's a beast. And I suck in the Super Conqueror. I'll let you know right away. I put up my hand and say, I suck in the Super Conqueror. I just never been able to make it work. To me, it's too slow. But maybe it's the way I had it set up, because there's a lot of things I've seen in Onslaught mode now that have made me think. I've seen Super Conquerors zip past me in my T110E5 and keeping up with some medium tanks, or at least in my IS-7 with turbo. There must be some setups. And I know that this is the thing in World of Tanks that you have to keep in mind, is just because I played the Super Conqueror and can't make it work because I think it's slow does not mean it's too slow. Because there's so many modifications now that a player can, just by playing it a lot, can turbo, purple turbo, bond turbo, super slot, field modifications, you know, or grossers, whatever. They can. I've seen some zipping around on the battlefield that I was just shocked at how my Super Conqueror doesn't do that. And it's because they got it set up differently, right? But the thing I love about the Super Conqueror, two things, are the gun depression and the gun itself. Just amazing. And if a Super Conqueror player gets, let's watch a Muppet. Right? We're featuring a Super Conqueror, but we get to watch a Muppet. That's exactly what you don't do. That'll work. That's a good strategy, isn't it? Leap over the hill and land amongst 12 enemies. So anyway. And so the reason I've always struggled with the Super Conqueror is because thinking that I'm playing to its strength, you know, it's good hull down and so and I equipped it all to help the gun. Shoot! Oh. I equipped it all to help the gun and what I thought firepower, and I couldn't get into position fast enough. There's just so many corridor maps in this game that what I found is I'd roll out in my Super Conqueror and I'd say, okay, I gotta go get to that choke point, and there's that little undulation where I can get hull down behind it, right? And I trundle off in my Super Conqueror. How many times am I gonna say Super Conqueror? I trundle off and start heading in that direction, and I would be halfway there, and there would already be an Object 277 and an Object or an IS-7 that their tanks equipped with turbo that are there already, shooting me while I'm halfway there. Like, I have to get there. They've already got to the... Most maps are the same. Like in this map, there's a ridgeline in the middle here, right? So the teams get to the ridgeline pretty much at the same time. There's a lot of maps where around halfway or on one of the choke points, there's kind of a place people fight halfway. But there's, if you've got a really fast tank, you can get to that rock really quick. An IS-7 can get to that rock and be hull down, and then it's going to be hard for the other tanks to get into position, right? You get those aggressive positions. And I always found all the time, I'd roll out in the Super and I'd be trundling along slowly, and I'd be halfway there, and there'd be usually a fast tank, right? It was always like an IS-7 or an Object 277 or a tank with turbo and the right setup with some armor getting to cut off the choke point, and I'd be like, what do I do now? I can't put him in the bag. He's got too many legs. And I'd be, I don't know, what do I do? Then I'm like in the middle of the open in my stupid Conqueror. And speed is very important in this game, and I just could not make it work. Maybe I have to realize that if I don't have the speed set up and I can't get to the the positions I would normally go with my faster tanks. Couldn't get there, so maybe I have to modify and say, okay, I got to find some intermediate positions that aren't that far forward, because the Super Conqueror can get hull down somewhere else and still have an amazing gun. But some maps you just have to get. You know, on this one and the one with the blimp that crashed, what's that one called? Something Afka. You know, the one where the heavy tanks all go this way and there's a blimp and some rocks, and then the other side is field. You got to get to that spot. You know, if the enemy tanks get there first and the side scraping the rock before you even get there, you're screwed. There's other maps where you just have to get to certain spots. If you don't get there, you're shit out of luck. So, and in onslaught mode, that I've played quite a bit. I guess is it over by now? When am I recording this video? No, it's not over yet. I'm still playing. But in onslaught mode, all the maps there are just corridors. They're just, you drive to the middle and shoot each other. I've shown some examples where you can flank with a fast medium tank or light tank. But typically, you got to get to, like, the Sweden with the one with the aircraft carrier. You got to get to that. The cap is right in the middle where then the other one, the cap is right where the hull down tanks have to go, whatever how the map's called. And then there's another map where you got to get to the middle. You just got. So when Super Conquerors get there, and there's a ridgeline, you're good luck with some of your other tanks. So it's obviously a beast, and I've got something I got to learn how to make it work. Leave some comments. Let me know if you guys have experienced something similar, because I put up my hand and say, yes, I have struggled with a tank that I know is a really good tank. This tank is, anyone who's played it can attest to the fact that, yeah, the gun is fantastic. It's just amazing. It's got all the qualities you want, but I've struggled to make it work, mainly because of maybe not understanding the map positions or not getting to the positions I want to go quick enough. And you're going to hit in the side if you do that. And yeah, that's good. It's got that guy. So I have to adapt my play. Maybe I'm just not used to the position that a tank of this sort needs to get to. I'm more, I understand where a fast medium tank needs to go. Or where a light tank, how it can flank or flex, depending on how the battle's going. I understand that pretty good. But where a heavy tank needs to go to, or get to a choke point, to hold a choke point, I struggle with that. And this guy did the exact perfect thing. He went to the one place on this map where gun depression is everything, and that's the valley. That's why I didn't go to the city, right? Me, I would have went to the city and died got halfway there and got shot in the side 2 times on the way there. And then when I got to the city, people see a Super Conqueror in the city and they just flank you, or they pull up somewhere where they could just shoot your hull. And 1 or 2 enemies do that, and you just get farmed down. But in where he went, this is the only spot on this map where, other than sniping from the base, he bounced 3,950 damage off his turret. And so this Super Conqueror, not only did he do 5,447 damage, the enemy team wasted 3,950 of their potential damage shooting his unpenetrable turret. So he, you could say that swung the battle by, what is that, 5 plus 9? Almost 10,000 combined. That's the importance of bouncing shots. That's not in the statistics. You have some of those games where you bounce you bounce 10,000 damage in one of those monster games. It means that your teammates didn't take that 10,000 HP worth of shots. They were wasted on your armor. And so all those enemies that went to the valley, the Super Conqueror kind of just handled them. So he kept this. Now his team lost the city because they suck. But the point is, he held on to that whole flank pretty much on his own, right? And there was an artillery shooting at him. There was all sorts of stuff going on. And now he's got to hold this flank. And unless someone comes behind him... Oh, one of the few shots I've seen a Super Conqueror miss. Did he not get spotted? Okay. Now he's hull down. And even that Super Jagdpanzer 100 is going to have trouble penning his turret. He just is. Even if he loads premium ammo. What's this guy shooting? Is it just regular ammo? Yeah, he's just shooting the regular stuff, guys. He is not spamming APCR like a mofo, right? That's this stuff here is a 326 pen, but he's shooting the 259 pen. You play onslaught mode and they're all shooting APCR. But now he knows where the Jagdpanzer 100 is. He's got 4 kills, and he did not want him sneaking up behind him. The PZ4 has some speed. The PZ4 could sneak up behind him. That's a possibility. But the last known position is right by his base on the lake road. What would you do in this situation? In a medium tank, I'd drive down to their base. I'd maybe cap to make them come back. And you could... Oh, he got spotted. See, and the guy bounced off his turret because this thing is just a beast. I don't know why he didn't shoot back. You don't pen what you don't shoot. Oh, and see, the PZ4 did come around. Now load an HE shell. Load an HE shell. Load an HE shell. You got 400 alpha. He's got 581 HP. And your HE shell does 515. You have a chance of one-shotting him with an HE shell. He's not thinking about it. Now, you got to think the Jagdpanzer E100 is coming to shoot him up the derriere. But he doesn't know that he's... Now he knows, right? He did load the HE shell. He did. And he almost killed him. You gotta go now because the Jagdpanzer E100, as soon as he was spotted, the Jagdpanzer E100 is gonna come and try and take a shot at his rear. And if he comes around the corner, he's gonna roll 1,000 and kill you. You just have to take a hit from the PZ. Now, the Jagdpanzer 100, it could be a Muppet, and he is slow. He took a hit from the PZ. Okay, you just got to do it now. Just got to do it. Auto lock. Boom. Okay. Now he's a one-shot. He was a one-shot no matter what from the Jagdpanzer. Now, just head to... go cap. No, he's not going to cap. He's going to go back. Now, what you could do, but there's not a lot of time. He could cap, and then maybe the other guy caps and it's a draw. But... when I said I would go cap in a medium tank, I don't mean I would go cap and try and win by capping, because you probably won't win by capping. But you can cap here, and then you could pre-aim right there. Look at the mini-map, because if that PZ was still there, he would come down here, and he has to crest this little topography. He has to come over this hump here to see the cap. So if you're right at the back of the cap and you're aimed there, let's watch him take this guy. APCR right through the turret, and he's got to... Hold on. And then, you force him to come back and reset, and then you fight him. You don't try and cap for victory. That's not my point. And he wins. Oh, Oh, Wargaming just trolled him, guys. They want it to be close. That was a 397. I guess that's close to being a normal roll, but boy. If you ever needed a high roll. Now, this Jagdpanzer E100 could even load HE. It's got a wicked HE round that might roll 350. It's questionable though, but yeah. What a feeble effort by the Jagdpanzer 100. Didn't even try, just bully his way forward and take the shot. He just sat there and was farmed. So, Juice 3 from the clan. He got 8,146 damage, and I gotta say, Jagdpanzer 100, you had a great game, Stark 1198, but that was a feeble effort at the end. You really should have just pushed, taken a hit or two on the way. Hopefully you had a repair kit if you tracked you, and just bullied your way through and loaded a premium shell and won that game. He could have won that game. And he lost credits even though he was just firing regular ammo, guys. And that's World of Tanks for you, right? One of the best performances that you can ever have. He fired all regular ammo except a couple of shots at the end. And Wargaming says, no, you don't have a premium account, so screw you. You can lose 13,000 credits because, you know, you're too fucking cheap and you're trying to play this game for free, and we're going to make it impossible for you unless you buy a premium account because, you know, heaven forbid you try and have fun in this game for free. We want to make money off you. And I guess that's their prerogative because they're a greedy, filthy, stinking company that wants your money. And I know what some of you are saying. I know what some of you are saying is that, oh, they're a company like any other company, and they, you know, they have to charge. They have to make money. And I agree with that, but what I don't agree, I still stand by my comment, a greedy, filthy, stinking business model that this is a free-to-play game, advertised as a free-to-play game. And I just think it's skewed way too far. The resource mechanics in this game, I don't remember it being like this long ago. There's no way in hell that a tank that has one of the best games ever played, you know, close to 9,000 damage, that shot regular ammo, should lose credits. Because what that means is that every game in the Super Conqueror will lose credits. Right? You will never make credits in the Super Conqueror ever without a premium account or without some bonuses or whatever. So it's designed. It's too skewed. I think that the free-to-play players should have at least a tiny. You know, a game like that should have made a few credits, and the average game should have been lose credits if you suck and make a little bit if you do really well. Just, you know, balancing around zero if you want. But this idea that it's just pushing it too much. That yeah, if you cheap bastard, get a premium account, or you'll never progress in this game. The game will be absolutely miserable, and you'll hate every minute of it, and you'll progress slower than a snail. You'll progress like a snail slithering in reverse. Is too much. It's too much. It's gotten too greedy. I don't know what you guys think. Maybe say, oh, Klaus, you're full of shit. Maybe that's the world we live in now. That, yeah, just slap your credit card on the table and stop. Don't cry, kid. It's like I went to breakfast today, right? Breakfast. I went to breakfast. Oh, here we go. Klaus is triggered. I went to breakfast to this restaurant called Cora's in Canada. It's this nice lady. Her name was Cora, from Quebec, I think, or I'm not sure if but she started this restaurant chain, breakfast chain, and the huge draw was fantastic breakfasts, healthy, you know, eggs and crepes and waffles and all sorts of things, but always a huge pile of fresh fruit with your meal, with your breakfast. Known for having lots of fruit. That's why you went to Cora's, if you like to have eggs and ham and bacon and a big pile of fruit. Well, now, you know, you can get two people could go out and have breakfast for $30 with coffee and stuff, right? Just a nice place. Way better than like Denny's or Pancake House or some waffle shit hole, right? But now, of course, through no fault of Cora, a cantaloupe which used to cost $1.99 now costs $9, and some grapes that used to cost 99 cents a pound now cost $7 a pound, right? Because some other greedy pricks decided that we should pay that. So poor Cora, you don't get fruit anymore. Now you order breakfast and all the choices are like, you know, basically you get potatoes. You get eggs and potatoes. Because potatoes are cheaper. So there's no more variety now. You just the menu's like Denny's now, and you know, and a breakfast for two is no longer $30. It's $60, right? And that's through no fault of Cora. Just it's a sad commentary on the way life is going, the way our society is going, and but on top of that, because you know everyone. The situation is the same for everyone now. Now the bill is $60. That's fine. Then the government wants tax, and luckily in my province it's not that much. But if you lived in Ontario or something, the government wants 15% tax, right? On top of the $60, 15% is another, I don't know, $1.50 times 6, another $10, because the government wants that. So it goes, it's 70 bucks. And then when you get the thing, okay, your bill is $70 with tax, and then when you're handed the machine, you press the button, and it says, would you like to leave a tip? And these are the choices for tip. Would you like to leave 18%, 25%, or 30% tip on 70 bucks? And there's no other buttons. I'm not going to leave you 18% tip on 70. If I was in Ontario, it'll tax a little less here. So I'm going to tip you on the tax. There's 10 bucks tax, so you want 18% of 10 plus 18% of as a minimum, even though you didn't fill my coffee cup. You only filled it once after I had to flag you down because you didn't notice that I finished my coffee 7 minutes. For 7 minutes I waited for a coffee refill, but you didn't come by the table to check. But you want 18% minimum? Is there an option here for 5? I feel comfortable giving you 5%. Because your service sucked. And you don't have any more fruit. And I didn't know that when I came. I was looking forward to the fruit, but there isn't any anymore. I should have went to Denny's. It wouldn't have cost me 70 bucks, it would have cost me 48. For the 2 shitty little eggs and some potatoes and what kind of toast do you want? What kind of toast do you want, sir? What kind do you have? I don't know. I don't have it in my mind. Like, what are the 17 kinds of toast that are possible? Why don't you just tell me what kinds you have? We have rye, brown, white, or whole wheat. Well, how the hell am I supposed to know what those look like? Do you have the loaves? I don't know. Bring me the kind of toast where the pieces are the largest. What kind is that? The whole experience becomes a fucking nightmare. 18% freaking tip. Minimum. Here you go, sir. Beep. Excuse me, this thing... 18, 25, or 30%? What? These are my options? I'm sorry, there's something wrong with the machine. There's something wrong with the machine. I think it's glitching. It says here that it wants 18% more than what my bill is, including the tax. I think the machine's not programmed properly. And they'll hand it to you like, wait there. As if it's like my duty. It's my duty, because life has become hard, to just punch 25%. Why not? $70 bill, here, making it even 100. Here's $100 for fucking 2 fucking eggs that cost 5 pesos each in Mexico, and a piece of stale bread and some fried potatoes. $100. Oh, and coffee, which you didn't refill often. It was only $100. Oh, stop complaining. It's $100. Just give her $100. It's gone too far. It's gone too far. Oh, Claus, you're old now. Remember when you were a kid, you couldn't afford breakfast? Yeah, I could, actually. It has gone too far. And this all started because the Super Conqueror that had one of the best games ever played. There's been better games, but one of the best games ever played. And I made a point of pointing out, hey, this guy's just shooting regular ammo, guys. He's really doing it, watching about how much he spends. And he's had one of the best games ever. It was exciting. He carried the whole team with regular ammo, except for a couple of HE shells and 1 premium shell. Boy, maybe he'll make some credits. As like, congratulations, you had one of the best games played in this tank. No, hey, your choices are lose 18,000, 25,000, or 30,000 credits. They should make it like the checkout at a restaurant. How much tip do you want to give Wargaming? 20,000 credits? Call it an even 50,000 credits. Don't be so cheap. Here, beep, you get your selection. Minimum 18% credit loss. Don't be so cheap. Give Wargaming 50%. Come on, plus tax. Call it an even 100,000 credits lost. You lazy bastard? Buy yourself a premium account. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong. I know. You may be right. I may be crazy. But it just may be a lunatic you're looking for. Turn out the light. Don't try to save me. Oh, you know. I may be wrong. But I may be right.